So good afternoon and welcome to another Sutton Coldfield Chamber of Commerce in Focus video interview with one of our valued members. We welcome Dennis Kennedy from the Sutton Coldfield Community Games. Good afternoon, just about, Dennis. Good to see you.
Hello, Chris. How are you?
Yes, very well indeed, Dennis. Thank you. So just as a starting point, my name's Chris Brewerton. I head up the Chamber of Commerce in Sutton Coldfield, and we've done a load of these videos through lockdown and through the last few months, really giving a bit of a spotlight to some of our members in Sutton Coldfield. And there's one spotlight here that we're so happy to shine upon, which is Dennis and the Sutton Coldfield Community Games. Dennis is an all-round champion of community activity across Sutton Coldfield, but also has hosted events in Lichfield, Tamworth and Walsall. Really bringing the community together to be active and inspire some really positive health and fitness work. So, Dennis, without stealing all your thunder, then tell us a bit about the community games and what we're covering today.
Okay. So the community games are all about providing connections to local people or for local people with local sports clubs and organisations. And we try to do that in a very much a fun and inspiring, safe environment where people can have a taste of lots and lots of different sports. We encourage that by providing a sticker. So each time you take part in an activity, you receive a sticker. And if you collect enough stickers, then you receive a medal. And that's always been really, really popular. And you'll see hundreds of children and people running around or walking around proudly wearing their medals, having tried 8 or more different activities. Sorry, go on.
No, I remember well my 2 little girls who were growing up, but had their medals, not last year, but the year before. And it was great to see Buddy, who has joined you on your right-hand side as well, your well-known mascot, who is a real person, I promise, when the games take place. No, it's fantastic, and it's so good to see and hear that you're back after what has been a difficult 14, 15 months since the pandemic. Just give us an idea of and tell us when the first sort of event that you're holding is in Sutton Coldfield, where it is, and how all that works.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's all excitement in front of us now. July the 10th and 11th, we will be staging the Sutton Coldfield Community Games once more at Windley Leisure Centre. We'll also have a small one in August at Aston Hall, and then another one in Lichfield in September. And again, finally, to close the year in October, an accessible games for people with physical and learning difficulties. That is all being well. So we understand that if we had to change something, so be it. But we believe that we're planning for some great events. Brilliant. And can't wait, to be honest, to get back out in the fresh air, lots of family and friends, having a good time, trying some sports and having a laugh and a picnic together and just enjoying the community games and everything it is.
And I know there's upwards of 6,000 people attended pre-COVID, post-COVID. In a way, obviously, there's a slightly more requirements. How many people are you expecting to come this year?
Yeah, so the numbers were actually higher before. We had 10,000 visitors as being our highest attendance in Sutton, and at that stage we had nearly 80 different activities for people to try. So we've given this a great deal of thought, as you can imagine, and we've decided to opt for the May the 17th guidance, even though by July the 10th we could then maybe have even more relaxed rules. But we didn't feel that was the right thing to plan for. So we've restricted numbers to 2,000 people each day, and there'll be approximately 35 activities. So it will be smaller than before, but we're making sure that we create a great deal of space so that people will always feel that they can go and stand or sit somewhere and feel comfortable and or engage in the activities.
And tell us about some of the activities from those 35. I suppose there's some demand now, isn't there, with dropping it from 80 to 35. So only the best clubs may apply.
Well, do you know, because we'd normally, I suppose, inside the track area, which is where we're going to concentrate everything this year at Windley, we'd normally have about 45, 50. So 35 isn't that big a drop from what we'd normally have in the track, but we won't have anything happening on the AstroTurf and other places this year. So we've got a good selection. With football, Aston Villa will be there, along with a local team, Paget Rangers. They've got a really strong community feel to them, both boys and girls football. We've got a climbing wall, hockey. We'll have our traditional favourites of swing ball, running around the track, and tug of war, which are endlessly fun. And people, much to my amazement, families love running around the track, and I love to see it, because when would you normally get the chance to do that as a family?
Absolutely.
So it's nice. What else? What else? We have all the martial arts, so taekwondo, aikido, hockey. That's not a martial art, but hockey. We've got water polo, which is always great fun because we have no water, but they do a brilliant job. Yeah, they do a brilliant job of giving people a feeling of what it might be like to play water polo, even though you're standing on grass. So yeah, lots of different things, and we've got a few things for younger ones as well, like moo music for sort of preschool age, and dance. I can't remember them all now off the top.
No, that's a good. That shows how much there is to do. And yeah, the water polo without water. That's got to be your marketing point to come and see how you do that. But that's great. And I know that the runs around the track with Buddy and the team is a great sort of centerpiece of the event that happens. Sort of, it seems like every sort of couple of hours there's a chance to run around the track as a team, and that's great to see. We mentioned before we started discussing things as well, was that support from sponsors from the business community and ahead of the Commonwealth Games linked to the 2022 event that is going to obviously make a huge difference to Birmingham in terms of our activity and be a real focus. Just give us a bit of an idea of how your plans for into this year, but into next year as well, around 2022, and a bit about the support businesses can get involved in.
Okay, so this year we have our the games in July. They'll be slightly smaller than normal. If we go back a year to 2019, we'd got to the point of 10,000 people, and we were having about 80 odd activities over a weekend, and everyone had a wonderful time. I know I'm biased, but it was a really, really lovely weekend. Last year, we had hoped to grow that even further. That was put on pause for reasons we all know. That will now happen next year in the Commonwealth Games year. So we hope to have 10,000 people or more again, and this time to have even more activities. We hope to spread into the park at Sutton and have a kind of a forest zone added to everything else that we use at Windley Leisure Centre and the two lakes that we have. And then thinking of the likes of Lichfield, Beacon Park is such a beautiful venue, and it's a big, big, big open space. So we hope again that Beacon Park equally will be massively, much, much more bigger.
Brilliant. And yeah, again linked to the 2022 games. That is such an important part of what you do, and what a time to be able to do it, linked to such a major event. And you mentioned, that growth is great. You've had some superb support from local sponsors over the years. Just give an idea to those watching around how their businesses can get involved, and some of the examples of how that's been really positive for businesses locally.
Okay. So yeah, sponsorship is really important to us. So local companies essentially market their good name through the community games, and that enables them to have time with the people that come to the visitors to the games, but in a friendly and fun way. So a very good example of that would be Green and Company. They've been a sponsor since we first began. Green and Company are an estate agency, and they build a wooden house, and then they cut out the windows and the door, and you kick a ball through the windows and the door, and it's really popular. There's a queue all day long to kick a ball through the windows and the door, and then they give away free footballs as well. So for them, it's an opportunity to meet their local customers and public, who they wouldn't normally have. They wouldn't be able to have that kind of fun engagement in a normal, say, office or a telephone call, as we would all understand in normal business circles. So essentially, companies can market their good name in a fun, engaging way through the community games.
And I know it's been, there's been various businesses over the years that have really helped and supported that, which is great to hear. So Dennis, it's been an absolute pleasure. It really is great to see you back. I know we've worked closely with you over the years, and it's just so good to see you and Buddy next to you, being ready to attend. We may well dress you as Buddy next year, or next time we speak. But for that, thanks so much, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, Dennis.
Bye.